Welcome to Weather Tunic's News of the Week stream. Um, I'm just going to be here to talk about all the new interesting news in gaming from the week of... Oh, look, Thomas is calling.
Hey.
Hey, you made it just in time.
Did I really?
Yeah, I just started.
Wow.
So, anyway, continuing. We're just going to be talking about the news of the week in gaming for the week of the 17th of February 2013.
And boy, was it a week.
It was. I've got a handful of talking points, but is there anything that you enjoyed the most out of this week as far as or were interested in the most out of this week as far as gaming news goes?
It was pretty much just the PS4.
Yeah, that was the big thing. There was so much that came out of that conference that it's hard to even compare.
Overwhelming.
But
It's overwhelming.
it is a bit overwhelming. So
It's 2 hours of news that you could talk about right there.
exactly. With I never really played much on the PlayStations. I had the PlayStation 2. I played the PS3 maybe twice in the entire span of its
What games did you play for it then?
what, the PS3?
Uncharted?
It was like Resistance back when it first came out.
That's not a good one to play.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't play a whole lot of PlayStation games while the PS3 was popular, but it's just I'm blown away by some of the games that they're bringing to that system, and I'm blown away by some of the things that they're talking about with as far as Destiny goes, and bringing Diablo to a console, Blizzard being back in the console game.
Yeah, that's big. It's big news.
So I was never really a huge fan of the play style of Diablo on the computers, and I know that that's how it was originally designed, and that's how a lot of people have played it for a long time. But I couldn't get used to it. I couldn't get used to how that game plays with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, you just don't like clicking things, do you?
I don't.
That's pretty much what it is, right? It's you just clicking a bunch of stuff.
That's pretty much all it is. But I mean,
it's also World of Warcraft and all that too.
But it's the isomorphic feature, or the what is it, ISO, whatever the camera angle of it is. It's just it's not appealing to me. Yeah. But I feel like with a controller it would be easier to follow. Well, yeah, I mean as far as that goes, but controlling it with a mouse and keyboard with that camera angle is awkward for me.
Yeah, I know. I see what you mean.
But I can't stop thinking about how Destiny is going to work out and how that, because it's like a progression based online always connected type of game, and
it's basically a first person shooter MMO.
I mean, I guess that's one way. I guess they're trying to build it up. If I feel like it's more of a, I don't know if it's going to be MMO style or if it's just going to be like you'll be able to progress your character online with multiplayer and stuff like that. Whereas with MMOs, you think about a huge server with 1,000+ people on it, all playing at the same time. I don't know. I haven't looked into how the game is supposed to play.
Server based. I think it'll be more like this is just my thoughts. I don't know anything about Destiny really. I've seen a little bit of it. I've read a little bit about it. But my hope for it is that it'll be like what is it now? You just go into, like, you start up your game, and then it'll be kind of like how Fable did multiplayer, where you'll see like people in your world, but they won't actually be in your world.
Mm-hmm.
So you see orbs, but it won't be orbs this time. It'll actually be the person.
So you're saying it's gonna be multiplayer to the point where you can see people, but you can't really interact with them without like initializing a party or something.
Interact with them, but you know what I mean. Like you won't be booted into as like you won't have to pick a server. You won't have to.
Okay, so
It's like you don't have to click, join match or anything like that. They'll be persistent.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry
Yeah.
about the noises in the background. That's just my parents
Mhm,
doing, life.
right. I haven't looked enough into it. And I don't even know if they've really talked enough about it for me to really understand where they're going with it. But from what they've said, from what I've gathered, it's the always connected, always online type thing, where they're going to be the biggest thing. The most impressive thing in my mind is the progression of it. You'll be able to progress your character and level up and gain abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
sort
like
of
an RPG-ish.
yeah, it's like an RPG focus on a first person shooter, which is something I've always been somewhat interested in.
Yeah,
So
that would be really cool. But the thing that I was most interested in was Watch Dogs. I don't know
mm,
if you were following my Twitter at that time.
no, I was actually
I
out
was
at the
like
time.
live tweeting the event,
Hmm.
and I went crazy over Watch Dogs. The first thing they brought out was Infamous 2: Second Son. Not Infamous 2. It's just Infamous Second Son. And I thought that was Watch Dogs the way they presented it. I don't know if you saw that part.
No, I was at class. I was in class during the first part of the
Oh
show.
yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, they brought it out. It's like it was basically the same premise as Watch Dogs, where like you have the surveillance and all that kind of stuff,
hmm.
but it's like superpowers, and now you have this other guy in London, and I was like, crap, that's not Watch Dogs. God damn it. But yeah, when they brought up Watch Dogs, I don't know if you've read my article about how uh, any game interaction in video games is kind of leaking over very slowly to the mainstream.
Right.
Because in that whole demo, he never fired his gun except for when he wanted to shoot out the tire
Hmm.
of the police car. And then Jonathan Blow came out, showed off his game, said that explosions are all shit, like he always does. But yeah, like that, I was so excited for Watch Dogs. If you're not excited for that game, you should watch the demo. That's
Right.
all I have to say.
So there was a bunch of hubbub about how they didn't show the actual device, they didn't show the system, but they came out and said later, hey, it's not done yet. We haven't finalized the design. We're not going to show you something that's not final.
Yeah.
So, but they did bring out the controller. They talked about how they confirmed, yes, this is the controller we're using. Now, they could always change it up, but it's interesting. I didn't get to see much of it, but I don't know if they discussed the features of it or whatnot. But
The features of the controller?
yeah.
They didn't really talk too much about the light bar or the touch pad.
Hmm.
They did talk about the share button a lot.
The share button.
Yeah, the share button.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, there's no start and select anymore. It's like share button and something else.
Hmm.
But
Is it
the
like a
share
home
button
button?
basically, it's like I think it always records like the last 15 minutes or so that you're playing, or
Oh yeah, I heard
some
about that.
time. And then if you want to share that, you can upload it to Ustream instead of Twitch, which they're partnering with apparently.
Wait, so they're partnering with Twitch, but it's
No,
gonna
not
upload to
Twitch, not
Ustream
Twitch. It was they're partnering with
with
Ustream
Ustream. Okay, I was
and
gonna say.
Facebook.
Ustream.
Yeah, remember Ustream?
Yeah, sort of.
It's
I mean,
basically what is it now? It's like
well, it's obviously they're partnering with Ustream, considering that's sort of who they use to broadcast this entire event. So,
oh yeah, I didn't know that.
but
But I was
it's
thinking it's
interesting.
like what was it the thing that you used before Facebook? I can't remember it now.
Talking about MySpace.
Yeah, it's like basically the MySpace of streaming.
Yeah, it's the old what everybody else used to use when they were youngsters,
It's not
them
even that
young
long ago.
whippersnappers.
This is like a couple of years ago, but yeah,
Right.
nobody really uses it anymore.
Yeah, it's all about Justin TV and Twitch TV now. I'm surprised that
Uh,
they didn't go with the more popular one. as far as gamers go. You know.
So what else at the event were you excited about?
Well, as far as that event goes, I didn't see a whole lot of it, but I was I was ecstatic to see um, Mets in there talking about Diablo and talking about how Blizzard is getting back into the console game, and we discussed this, while it was happening. What does this mean for Warcraft? Could we be seeing a World of Warcraft
We
type
are,
game come to consoles?
yeah, we were talking about that.
That would be
The
interesting, but
companies that they're working.
it all
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
matters. It all just depends on the logistics of it. If they can work out that kind of massively multiplayer game on a console with a network connection that's got to be sponsored or hosted by. I guess technically they could, if they partnered, since they're sort of partnering with, as far as Blizzard, between Sony and Blizzard, if they partnered, they could get the servers for an MMO on a console hosted through Blizzard. So it would be interesting to see. And I'm thinking that's probably what they're doing with Diablo. Is the Diablo servers are going to just be, there's going to be separate sets, or they might even be able to combine them and play. You'll be able to play Diablo possibly cross-platform. That'd be interesting to see.
Hmm. No, I was gonna say that this is probably the return of StarCraft Ghost Warrior.
I'd never, oh God, creeper, crap. Sorry, I'm playing Minecraft and it's like, oh God. Anyway,
I was just making a joke.
it's it's a possibility, I guess. You know,
No, if they did that, it would be like Duke Nukem because it's so outdated.
right? Exactly. But and that's how StarCraft is in general, in my opinion. Yeah,
Outdated?
it's dated. I don't play StarCraft. What is it? What are they in now? 3, 2, something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
It's like 3 point. It's like 3. It's like 3-2. You know how like Final Fantasy has 13-2?
uh Yeah, I don't know. I don't play
Or no, it's
StarCraft.
2-2, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's 2-2.
I guess it's 2 too. Yeah. I don't know. I played the original one once,
I've
and
played it a couple times. It's okay. It wasn't my favorite of the Blizzards.
yeah, I like Warcraft. I played a little bit of Warcraft. Didn't really play it a lot. I play World of Warcraft, but beyond that, it's just not my cup of
Holy
tea.
crap, there's 3 creepers just like huddled together. 4 creepers. Oh my god.
Are you near your house?
Yeah, I'm near my house.
Okay, sleep.
Oh, now you want to go sleep.
Well, I was busy, but yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go. Bedty time.
Anyway,
Uh, yeah, when you said when they didn't show the actual console, I don't think they really needed to. I
no,
mean, they showed a ton of games. Like that's what no one
yeah,
was expecting that really.
right. Most
This is
most
all
people were just
they're
expecting
expecting
a.
hardware.
To be honest, I was expecting a short conference just talking about here's what we've been working on, here's what you can expect to see. But I didn't expect them to have so many partnered uh, production companies showing off games. So
There's a bunch of potholes near where I am.
it's because you don't know how to avoid creepers.
Yeah,
You've died so much more than I have on this.
I died again recently too.
Yeah, I was looking at the console logs, the server logs.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was an announcement recently that there could be a Minecraft, or not Minecraft. What am I talking? What am I thinking? A Microsoft conference in April to
Yeah,
announce
I heard about that too.
Durango or 720 or whatever we're calling it today.
Yeah, yeah, I would look forward to it. Why not?
Yeah, it should be interesting. We'll see if Microsoft can one up Sony with some more exclusives. They seem to be
I
at the
wonder if
top of the
they'll be
games.
partnering with Twitch. You know?
That would be interesting. That would be really cool if they could get a streaming app on the consoles that runs natively and works smoothly.
Yeah, because you stream in Sony and I guess Twitch and Microsoft.
Yeah, you got these paired up teams, set up. But the gaming scene is still still popular, still alive, and it's interesting to see all these new games and new developers and new partnerships forming.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Yeah,
fun to see where
especially
they
with
go.
Jonathan Blow. His game is coming to Sony exclusively for. I think it's a time exclusive. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was from as far as indie game goes, the movie.
Yeah.
He was not impressed with Microsoft in the least.
Yeah.
So
I bet.
it's interesting. And another thing, I think the whole Bungie going to PlayStation and showing
Oh,
off.
did you see at the beginning of Bungie's thing, they had like a little bit of the Master Chief there?
Well, it looked like the
It
Master
was the
Chief.
Master Chief.
Was it?
Yeah, they had like a shot of Master Chief in in the video
That's
at the beginning.
ironic. That's ironic.
That's like a that's a big FU to like Microsoft from Bungie.
Yeah, that I thought that was interesting just because the whole exclusive. Let's have an exclusive game for this console, and then when that exclusivity end, let's go to a different console and have a partnership or something with them. I don't know. I guess it might have just been, oh yeah, we're gonna bring our game to multiple platforms, and here's a sneak peek of it.
Yeah.
It- as far as as far as I know, they could do the same thing at the Microsoft conference,
Oh,
but
I announced Bungie's game as well, like show off more of Bungie.
show off more of
Destiny.
Destiny and other things, But I'm excited as far as the power of these new systems goes. It should be interesting to see how
When
much
you
they can.
looked at the videos, they pretty much looked kind of like what we've seen before
Yeah,
in graphic fidelity wise.
right.
But Nathan like kind of sparked a little bit of interest. They're actually running. They're probably going to run a lot more smoother though.
Yeah. The frame rate should be much higher. There were rumors about the specs. I don't know. Did they announce the specs at the conference of the PlayStation?
Yeah, they did.
So what kind of
They're
graphic
using
chip
an
are they using?
x86 processor and 8 gigs of RAM. That's pretty much all I know though.
Oh, okay. Because there were
Graphics card,
rumors
I
before
think
about the
it's
graphics card.
integrated or something.
Oh, okay. There were rumors about the graphics card being able to run games at like some ridiculous 240 frames per second or something. But
That sounds intense.
and it's just the way of the world. We're getting to the point where these new systems are bigger and more powerful, and we're going to start seeing um, systems that run with ridiculous amounts of power. There was another post from a Sony exec, or some kind of comment that he made that said that the the systems what was it, the console life cycle is going to be a lot shorter now because of the way that technology is progressing. They're going to
Really?
be able to release new consoles faster.
I don't know if people will actually like that though.
And I guess if you look at even especially the Xbox life cycle, there were how many versions of the Xbox 360? I mean, you got the
If
original
that's what you're
one,
talking about, then yeah.
and I think that's probably what he was talking about is like they'll be able to release optimized versions of their main console as the years progress. But even then, the console life cycle in general is going to shorten just because new technology is coming out all the time, and they need to keep up with demand for better systems.
Okay. What else? There was like a new driving game that I didn't really care about.
Yeah,
Did you see that guy's like intro to that driving game?
no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Oh my god, he sounded like he was talking about porn. I swear to God.
Oh, jeez.
Like he
Uh,
would talk about like the slick leather and like all these like crazy things, like the steering wheel. I don't know. Like it was really weird.
the Nintendo strategy, tons of versions of the console. Uh, I can't think of multiple versions of Nintendo consoles. I mean, I know the color schemes, but I
Well, how about like all the crazy things that happened like a couple months ago, like the Wii Mini?
uh
You haven't heard about
what?
that, have you?
No, I didn't hear about that. Oh yeah,
It's like
well, I mean the
$100. They
handhelds.
think it's exclusive to Canada. It can't play any of your old games.
Uh,
It's like red and white, the main
Jeez.
colors. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, I mean, as far as the handhelds go, that's a different story though. Those are a little bit, they're more affordable. They're there are different types of audiences as far as handhelds go because you get like the businessman that's trying to find something to do and he wants the big hardy one, and then you get the little girl who wants the light, and the average gamer who wants like the typical 3DS or whatever. And I can understand where they're going with that. They've got to appeal to markets, and it doesn't cost that much more money to produce a handheld device that's good for all different types of people. But as far as consoles go, it's interesting to see how these companies are trying to do a similar thing with these $400 consoles. So,
So is that everything for Sony, or is there more? There's probably a lot more
well,
than
I'm thinking, I mean, as far as Sony goes, there were more rumors, there was follow up things, and I don't, I just I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else there is to say. I mean, we'll see more information as it comes. We'll get to see the new design of the console, but beyond that, um, there,
There's a new Killzone. I don't know if you're interested in that.
like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the IPs for Sony games, for
Yeah,
PlayStation
it's.
games.
I don't care
So
about new Killzone.
if I had the opportunity to play them, I might have some favorite PlayStation games or favorite PlayStation franchises, but I just
For
haven't played
some
them.
reason, people were wondering like why there wasn't a new Uncharted, even though Naughty Dog is working on The Last of Us.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
don't understand people sometimes.
and the main thing I was surprised about were that the company like Bungie and Blizzard, they were talking about their new games that they're bringing to PS4, not necessarily new games, but the games that they're bringing to PS4 will also be available on PS3, and that's interesting how Sony does that. Sony has done that for a long time. They'll support the previous console and the current console.
Yeah, but it's like last gen or whatever. It was like that too for a while. Like companies would support both.
Yeah,
Until,
mostly
you know, it just
mostly
doesn't
Sony. I
make
mean,
any
you think
sense
about
anymore. Everyone's over at the new consoles.
if you think about Sony, how they did that, they supported the PS2 all the way up until they announced
Oh, they
that they
supported
were
the
doing a new
PS2 for like
console.
30 years, right?
Hmm?
They supported the PS2 for like 30 years.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
like
it
the
was
new
out a
God of
long
War
time.
games, those came out like a couple years after uh, the PS3 was out, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think so. It was like 2008 that came out or something like that. It was on the PS2. Yeah, I don't know.
They sort of did that with Xbox. The original Xbox and the Xbox 360, they included new backwards compatibility. You could play these old Xbox games in the Xbox, but as soon as they released the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure they just cut off their support for Xbox Live in the original Xbox, even though granted it was
That was a couple
terrible.
years in.
Was it a couple years in? It was just the support of the Xbox Live on the original Xbox was terrible in my opinion. It was a tough interface to deal with, but it was also new technology, so it was
I don't know.
interesting to
I
see.
I really loved my Xbox back then.
Oh, I loved playing the Xbox, and I loved some of the online, but I didn't get to play much of it, and it was just a matter of
I would just play Mech Assault 2 every day.
Mech Assault 2. I
Yeah, Mech
think
Assault 2.
I may have played that once. I think I rented that one time.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
man, it was great. Still waiting on Mech Assault 3.
My Xbox was actually the limited Halo edition, like
Oh,
the translucent green console. It was really cool. It came with the big, or it came with the S style Xbox controller that was the same material as the console, and it
did
came
you
with Halo
hear
One.
about the how they're not transferring over PSN games?
Uh, yeah, I heard about how. they're not going to let you transfer your PSN games, and they're also talking about how you're not going to be able to play PS3 games. It's not going to be backwards compatible. You're not going to be able to play used games, and it's all a rumor. It's a rumor mill, is what it is. They're
No, they
just
came out and they said it.
yeah, and then starting to retract, like, oh well, maybe we might let use games, or we might
Well, the
we
whole
might
thing about their
implement it.
backwards compatibility, they said since they're working with Gaikai,
Uh-huh.
they're planning on like having you be able to stream your games that you already have,
Oh yeah.
something like that. Yeah, and then they did the thing with the PS Vita where they said if it's going to be like kind of like what the Wii U has with its Wii board thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you could play your games on your Vita when someone else takes over the TV. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else you want to talk about this event, but
Yeah,
I'm
there's
excited for PlayStation.
and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to try to play some of it. I don't know if I'll buy the console right off the bat. And, as
It's
far as
coming this holiday.
I'm not going to have the money for it. I'm not going to
Yep,
ask for it
that's
because I
true.
don't. I'm not used to the system. Now, if Xbox or if Microsoft comes out and announces the 720 releasing at the same time, or the Durango, whatever they're going to end up calling it, um,
The Xbox 361.
361. Yeah, if they announce that one, that'll be on my Christmas list. But
360-2.
362.
364.
Just we'll call it whatever. And the Xbox 825. Just random numbers. But yeah.
The Xbox Z.
Oh, that would be cool. The Z box.
The Z box. But for up here it'll be Z
Z
box.
box. Yeah.
Zed's box.
Zed's box. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Zed's dead.
But
Oh,
also going on right now is Mojang's Mojam.
oh yeah.
They are raising money for Block by Block, which is a like a community development charity where they help communities get developed and help kids take a part in developing their communities using games like Minecraft and other communities civilization type games and other means, and Electronic Frontiers Foundation, which I think I'm not exactly sure what that program is all about, but they're linked in with games. So what they're doing is they are programming brand new games based on input from the gaming community and fans. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. There's 6 studios that are working on there are 6 studios that are working on games to be developed in the span of, I think it was 78 hours,
Nice.
3 days and 6 hours. And they are going to give them all away to any donor to the charity.
So how much do you have to donate? Like, is it just like
It's
$1?
any price. It's like It's like the Humble Indie
Humble
Bundle. You
bundle.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, you go donate any amount, and you get all the current dev builds and all the dev builds that come out from here on out, and the final game when they are finished on Sunday at midnight. I think it's uh, Central European time or whatever it is, CEST. So it's gonna be big. There's gonna be at least 6 games, probably I think, unless one of the studios doesn't finish. But there are gonna be 6 games, and um, you'll get them all if you donate any price. So they're actually streaming right now on Twitch, as far as I know. Jeb should be, or at least somebody from Mojang should be streaming. If you go to humblebundle.com, they've got links and live stream video of all of the teams doing their game development,
Sounds great.
and you'll be able to donate there. And if you donate more than the average price, then or the average donation, then you'll get entered into raffle for exclusive prizes.
Man, I just read. Oh, sorry. I was just reading this article where Jack, you know Jack Trenton, right?
I know what.
Jack Trenton, you know that guy? He's like a very famous video game analyst,
Okay.
and he says that PS4 games are going to range from 99. Wait, is that 99 cents or $99 to $60? I think it says
It's
yeah,
probably
99
99
cents.
cents. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably 99 cents, like apps, like the little apps that are ad supported and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. I thought it said $99. That's why I was gonna like.
That would be funny. Let's give the high price and go down.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Because it makes sense that they're going to lower the price because right now the majority of the price on the game, the disc based games, is the production of them. And if you let people stream new games, there's no reason to charge that much. You got to charge enough to cover the IP. You got to charge enough to cover your costs, but the costs aren't. When you can sell 1 million copies of it with no issue at all and no overhead, then there should be no problem.
Yeah, the only reason I mentioned it because I thought it was $99, and I'd be like, whoa. But yeah, whatever. Okay, never mind.
It's good that they're allowing the prices to be lower. The standard $60 game is just it's a bit much at this point. Now a lot of people are going to still want their games on disc, but um, it's tough. It's tough to
So did
justify
you hear
spending that
about this
much.
IGN being hit with layoffs?
I didn't hear about that. Oh,
No?
nope.
Well,
Was that
IGN
recent?
was hit with layoffs, I think yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So the sites 1UP and UGO and GameSpy are gone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
1UP and
Oh man.
GameSpy. 1UP and GameSpy were sources for me for a lot of situations.
Yeah. I
That's
know 1UP used to be like really popular. Same with UGO.
I
But
don't, yeah.
GameSpy, I used to like play servers through GameSpy back
Oh
in the
yeah,
day.
same here. Yeah. Wow. That's
So
crazy.
they're all
And
gone.
G4 is going.
What?
G4 is leaving.
Yeah, G4 is like not even going
It
to be a
should
video
be
game
out.
channel anymore.
I think they're done.
They're just going to keep showing Cops, reruns of Cops.
Well, no, well, I guess sort of, but what they're doing is they're becoming like Esquire channel or something like that.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So it's gonna be like adult male programming, sort of like Spike, but more like it's gonna be like GQ TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
And then who else have been hit with layoffs? EA.
uh,
Have
well,
you heard
well,
about
what was it?
this?
30 people or something?
Entire EA, not EA, Visceral Games Montreal,
Oh,
which are the guys who did Army of Two.
uh-huh.
They're all gone.
Are you surprised? Army of Two,
Not
really?
really, but I thought it was Visceral Games, the guys who made Dead Space. So
uh,
that's why I was kind of like, oh, that sucks. But apparently it's not.
yeah, Army of Two guys. It's like that game. I didn't hear a whole lot of good stuff about that game.
I played the first one with my dad, and it was pretty fun. The second one wasn't that great.
Yeah, my friend of mine had it. He played it like 2 hours and was like, "Okay, I don't, I can't,
I can't. I can't do it anymore.
I can't do it." So yeah, I just
So
at this
they're
point,
gone.
when people start talking about these game studios are getting closed left and right and whatever, I'm like, there's probably a reason for it. They weren't making money, they weren't profitable.
Well, okay, this whole generation has been closures of like good studios and good publishers.
Hmm.
Like Bizarre Games is gone. They've been around forever, and they just couldn't sell,
Right,
or
exactly.
no one would actually give them the right advertising money.
Yeah, THQ. Brad had a good point there in chat. THQ going away. That was a big blow to the game development, gaming community as a whole. There
Yeah,
were a lot of good games coming out of that
they,
developer
they
and
they
publisher.
made like mid-level games, which were actually like there was like something about them that was pretty good.
I mean, honestly, THQ put a bad taste in my mouth back in the N64 era.
Yeah,
A lot of their games were just
it was
mediocre
like
at best.
SpongeBob and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
like they had the Army Man game, which was entertaining.
I liked Army Man, the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah, they had the Army Man game that was entertaining for a little while. But I mean, Saints
It didn't
Row,
really evolve.
you don't want nobody wants to hear my opinion on Saints Row. so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not going to
yeah.
share it.
Saints Row was great. According to me, it was garbage. According to you,
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
yeah, we will leave it at that because I don't want to argue about it. It's a
We've already
silly
had too
argument.
much arguing about that game.
Yeah, I like open world games too. It's just
Okay,
that game.
and then they made. Did they publish Sleeping Dogs, or was it
I
someone else?
no idea.
I can't remember. No, it was Square Enix. My bad. That's Square Enix.
Square Enix. The
Um,
only thing I think Square Enix should produce or help with
Sleeping
is
Dogs was great though. So
I didn't get a chance to
it
play it.
was IDOS who did it.
Oh yeah,
I think it was IDOS. I don't remember.
this is probably incredibly boring to watch right now. I'm just like I've been wandering around because I have a hard time carrying on a conversation and playing Minecraft at the same time. It'll
Yeah,
get a lot more interesting as far as playing goes once the news
I'm just
stream is open.
gathering
But
wood, pretty much.
I have been walking around placing and destroying blocks in my room for 30 minutes and moving my mining machine. But anyway, moving on. Um,
But
which door
yeah,
do
like
I
a
want?
lot of layoffs happened like just in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just business. You know, you think about it. It's just a matter of
But then you have to
what's
think about it, like if all these people have gone, EA is laying off people. What's going to happen in the next generation?
they're gonna start opening their own game development companies.
So are we going to get like a bunch of smaller games in the next?
I would hope so. I would imagine the indie game scene is gonna pick up. The
It's going
indie
to blow up, eh?
developers, Kickstarter, because you think about Kickstarters, there are a lot of successful Kickstarters that have gone out there, and with consoles like the Ouya coming out, they're gonna have support
Yeah.
on TVs. They're gonna have support to develop games that will be playable in the living room on a television set console. So
Did you hear that they wanted to do a new Ouya every year?
yeah, I heard about that. It's going to be like a cell phone release cycle, which at a $100 price point isn't unreasonable.
Yeah, but I would just hold off on getting one then if I heard about that.
Well then, it's all a matter of, you know, I would if I were somebody going out to buy a Ouya, I would treat it like a cell phone. If it still runs well enough to play the games that you want, then you can run on the old version. Otherwise, you go out and buy the new one. It's like the iPhone. You know, you got an iPhone 3 GS or 3,
Oh
the
God, I hope I
original
don't get an
3.
iPhone 3GS.
If you have the original iPhone or
Oh
whatever
man,
version.
what are you doing? If you have the original iPhone, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It doesn't. It's at this point. It's if it works for you, then don't worry about getting a new one. But they're going to make available new devices that utilize newer and newer equipment so that they're not going to get outdated so fast. And I think that's a novel idea for a cheap console to improve its power every year. That's an interesting idea to me. But we'll see how it works out. The console still hasn't released yet. It's coming March for in stores in March. So
I think so.
we'll
So what
get to
else do you
see.
have written down there on your list of topics?
There was a new map pack that's going to be coming out next week for Black Ops, and they announced the next one. So hooray
I
for
never
that.
buy map packs.
I never did either, but evidently it's important. So
Okay.
and then this week's this
I guess
this
we'll
week's
go
new
back to this.
releases. I know you've been playing. Haven't you been playing Metal Gear Rising?
Yeah, I have.
How's that going?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I just recently got off Devil May Cry, and I love that game.
Uh,
The new one, the DMC.
uh,
So it's kind of weird to go. Like I thought it was pretty awesome of what you're able to do in that game. Like I don't even know what the hell they're called anymore, but those things that moo and they're like mechanical and they have two legs.
no idea. I never played either of those games.
But you like take down those. It's a lot of fun. But
Hmm.
I hear the campaign's really short.
So did you play? Have you played like the previous MGS games?
Oh yeah, I played them all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I maybe I haven't played that many of them to be honest. I played one back when what was like one of the ones on the original PlayStation or something. I don't
But
know.
yeah, they've totally like if you hated Raiden before, you'll like him this time.
Oh, good. So there was somebody that was talking about that in one of the chats. Like, if I hate Raiden and I hated all the previous games, will I like this game? And some people were saying,
Wait.
yes, absolutely,
If you
you
hate all the previous games,
will.
this game's not even like the other games. It's more like a. It's like I said, it's like DMC almost.
Well, there you go.
It's an
It's
action slash 'em beat 'em up type of thing.
cool. And then Crisis.
I played Crisis. My
Did you?
computer can barely run it though. Oh man, it's tough when you have a computer that's struggling to run it and you're playing multiplayer.
Hmm.
You get these frame rate issues and then you're trying to shoot the guy and you miss all the time.
Oh man. And another thing is, network speed. If you've got terrible network speed trying to play online multiplayer on a computer, it's just,
Plus frame rate.
oh, you struggle. The frame rate plus the latency, it's just like, oh, I can't do this. It's one of the reasons I don't play first-person shooters on my console or on my
PC?
PC unless they're really old. Like I play Battlefield 1942, but that's just because it's a
I think
12-year-old
that's
game,
free still,
13-year-old
isn't
game.
it?
I don't remember. It was free. I don't know if it's still free because it was a limited thing.
Yeah. I've been playing that with Nathan.
Wait,
Since his computer can only run games like that.
you've been playing Battlefield 1942?
Yes.
Cool. You guys
Like
gotta let me know when you're playing it.
yeah, I rage a lot when I play that game.
It's hard. You rage when you play Battlefield 1942?
Yeah.
I can't think of a reason to rage about Battlefield 1942.
Well, because you just die all of a sudden. You don't even know where you're getting shot from.
It doesn't matter. It's a sniper. How it
I know,
works.
like, it makes me mad.
I think it's funny when you get bombed. You're just like walking down the road or whatever. This plane just comes by and it's like, yeah. You're like, oh crap.
I'm not very good at it, so that could be a reason.
I like the physics of the vehicles and the planes and stuff like that in that game. It's so much better than Battlefield 3 that it's like, why don't planes fly like this in these games now? The way
Oh,
you could
flying a
fly a
plane
plane in
is so
Battlefield
freaking
3 at
hard.
like 2 miles an hour.
Flying a plane in that game is so difficult, though.
Well, I mean, I have a joystick to fly planes
Oh,
on that game. you
oh,
know,
okay. Maybe I should do that then.
yeah, you should. You should just get like a cheap Logitech joystick, and it makes
But
it
all the
so
PC
easy.
elitists will make fun of me.
What? Come
The
on,
PC elitists, it's like, ah, joysticks, you kid.
come on. Whatever. Who cares about what the PC elitists think? If it makes you better than them, do what you need to do.
Okay.
It's not cheating.
And then, is that all for the new releases?
The new expansion for Assassin's Creed 3,
Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
Tyranny
Well,
of King Washington.
uh,
I haven't played AC3, but I really want to.
it's
And
terrible. Don't
is
play
it really?
Nathan loves it. I don't. I
I
don't.
heard it was a lot better than the previous ones.
That's not too hard to do though.
Well, it's true. I mean, I didn't like AC1 at all. Like I played that
Which
game
is
for
funny
an
because
hour
I
and a
love
half.
that one.
I played that game for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it just started to get repetitive after that. About after
Yeah,
2 hours.
I give that argument to you, but at the time it was like so much different compared to everything else out there.
Yeah, it was novel at the time, but there wasn't a lot of different things to do in that game.
Also, at the time when I played that game, I was huge into like religion, history.
Uh huh. I
So
mean, and,
like,
and when you're into
yeah, at
like
that
the
time I was like
Templars and stuff
super
like that.
into it. I just read Da Vinci Code and all that stuff.
Uh huh.
So I was like super into that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's a great reason to play a game. Any games that have a tie into something that I'm interested in, shoot, just give me 4 days, and I will just play that game to death. But um, Hearthfire out on PS3. I got a chance to play that on the Xbox when it came out, and it was the best valued DLC I think I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
For what was it, $5?
The wisps are attacking me again.
Oh yeah. Are you at your house?
Yeah, I'm at my house.
Okay, you can sleep now. Um, for $5, shoot, that game, that expansion is great. It's just building.
$5? It's really $5.
I
Huh?
think it was. I think it was like what 400 Microsoft points or something.
I should check it out then.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's still the price or if that was actually the price, but it was cheap compared to pretty much anything else you can get for that system, and there's so much you could do now. Well, I mean, there was a lot you could do before, but um, building the house literally from the ground up. You build the slab to build the house on. You build the walls. You build the roof.
Cool.
Black Ops 2 is free to play on Steam this weekend. That's awesome. I might have to look at that
I
because
like it when they do that type of thing where it's like, hey, play this game for free.
although I probably shouldn't do that because then I won't have money this week. if I play it free to play for this weekend, I'll probably get hooked on it. Although I've been playing
I
freaking Feed the
saw it
Beast too
on
much.
sale for PC for like $20 or something.
Yeah, it was on sale. I can't remember. Oh,
Yeah,
it's on
like
it's
one of
on
those
sale on
obscure
Steam too.
sites.
It's on sale on Steam for 33% off, a third of the price,
Yeah.
or two-thirds of the price. Anyway, that's pretty good.
That
That's pretty
game
cool.
hardly ever goes on sale
Right.
because they don't need to.
$40. That's reasonable. I don't know if I have that money. I mean, I know I have the money for it, but I don't want to spend it if I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to need to get the next Sims expansion. I know I'm going to have to buy SimCity, and that comes out
That
in
comes out in like what, 2 weeks?
a week and a half. Comes out the 5th of March. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but Tuesday after. Yeah. And that,
And these wasps, they sound like they're robotic or something. They're making like robot noises at me.
I played the first beta for SimCity.
SimCity.
I can't talk about it,
Why
NDA,
not?
but
Wasn't it an open beta?
it was a closed beta, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, the first one was a closed beta. But it was, I'm just going to,
You can talk about what was in it.
well, I could do, if I was in the second one.
Preview.
It played like a preview, but it was technically.
I've heard people talking about it on other podcasts. You can talk about it.
Well, the second one was talk aboutable, discussable, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble, but it was good. It was good. People complaining about how network connection will make you lose connection to the game. You won't be able to play. That's BS because I lost connection 4 times while I was playing and it never cut off on me once. So it did give me a little warning in the top corner. It said, oh, your network connection is down, so you're not going to be able to share your
Diablo
stuff.
was the same way though. Like it was fine in previews and stuff, but then it had horrible problems at launch.
That was.
I experienced those problems, man. I kept getting kicked out.
Yeah.
And I was only playing single player. I was like so pissed.
But Diablo, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, I think Diablo was a cautionary tale. If EA doesn't manage to keep the servers, and maybe I give them too much credit, but if they can't manage to keep the servers running for SimCity launch,
at launch it will be disastrous. I'm telling you.
I don't know if it will.
I'm telling you, no one. They had the same problems with like Battlefield all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
At launch it'll be terrible, but after like a couple of weeks it'll be fine.
After all the bitchy whiners get out of there.
And they stop playing. It's like, yes,
they stop playing. This game sucks. I'm going to stop playing. They're going to turn the servers off. Yeah, they're going to turn the servers off if everybody leaves with that attitude. If you stick around and give them the time of day, then it'll be fine. 80% of the people who bitch and complain about the game are going to buy it. They're going to like it, and they're going to leave because they're going to think that EA doesn't like them just because for whatever reason. And it confuses me. It confuses me to no end why so many people don't like EA. I'm not trying to say, oh, EA is the best, but I'm not, I'm just sitting here saying, look, EA is a company. They're out to make money. If they do something to make money, don't get on them about that. But they are a large company, and their IPs.
People just hate just to hate.
It's a corporate
Haters
hate.
gonna
People
hate.
don't like corporate stuff, so
Haters gonna hate. What
they can
can
do whatever they want.
you do?
More bandwidth for me, or more server space for me.
So what else is happening?
Um, from last week, I
We've been
don't
going
even
for
know.
like 50 minutes now, just to let you know.
Yeah, I mean I'm about out of stuff to talk about. What about you? Anything interesting, besides all this stuff from the previous week in news gaming?
Not much really. I started doing more my videos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sh-
What was the
Just
Squadmates and
Squadmates.
the
I
play.
launched that. I'm at 50 views or so for that,
That's cool.
which is actually pretty nice. It's doing better than my last Minecraft video.
I'll link your channel in the description for this stream once we're
I
finished.
was
I'll
supposed to do it
highlight it.
today, but Nathan, like his internet provider, went crazy on him.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll link your channel in the description of the video once the stream is over.
We might do one tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Awesome.
See what happens.
If you want to pitch your channel, go for it.
It's TaintedKane
Cool.
on YouTube.
Cool.
We have a new writer at our place, but I'm
Yep.
not gonna talk about that since this is your show.
Oh, I mean it is what it is.
It's for Leviathan.
Hmm.
Shout out to Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan. I don't know how many people are actually watching, but
Are you
Leviathan
posting
is the
this?
coolest.
I
I
thought you were
post.
like gonna edit this and then post it.
I will.
Oh, okay.
Leviathan rocks. I'm just putting that out there. This is also it's streaming live on the site on a
Is it
live news
really?
post. Yep,
Oh,
streaming
great.
live on Leviathan. So
Was there anything else major that happened this week?
I'm
Bunch
sure
of
there were.
layoffs, a bunch of Sony news.
I'm sure there was some more information that people are going to be like, oh, why didn't you talk about this? But that was the stuff that struck me as interesting from this week in news.
Oh yeah, Watch Dogs is coming to all platforms, including 360, PS3, and PC.
Awesome. All the important platforms. Not to
And
put the
next
Wii
gen,
down.
and the Wii U.
Oh, is it going to be on the Wii U too?
Yep.
Awesome.
You know Ubisoft, they love their consoles. Like they like to be on everywhere.
Yep.
I'm just trying to like scroll through a bunch of news, see if there's anything else.
Okay.
Oh, Prey 2 is like getting, it's not dead.
Okay.
Prey 2.
I don't. I mean, I've
No, you
heard of
don't.
it, but
Have
I
you
don't
ever
know
played the
anything
first
about it.
one?
Nope.
First one was pretty good. It was
I
like
suffer from
3 years
extreme
before.
lack of money as far as buying new games and trying new games
Oh,
goes.
this one's like super old. It was like a launch game for 360.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. That means that I had even less money back then.
You were just like what, a 15-year-old kid?
It's
You could
not
buy
even
it
that, I
now.
don't think. So
You're the same age
14,
as me, right?
13? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Were we 15 when it came out? I feel like we were younger than that.
Plants vs. Zombies goes free on iOS this week.
Sweet.
And I'm just scrolling through Joystick to see what.
Why don't you scroll through Leviathan? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, that's right, Leviathan.
Who reads Joystick? Besides writers for Leviathan.
I don't know. I think we're done.
Awesome. Well, that concludes this cast of This Week in News for Gaming. Tomorrow at around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be back to discuss next week's upcoming events and announcements, new game releases, and things like that. Should be a bit shorter than this one since as far as news goes, there's only a little bit you could gather from what could be happening. So.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, like on stage for Sony, they didn't really demonstrate much of its like controller features.
Right.
Right. Only the share button. That's pretty much it.
So, Hope to see any viewers that are here now or might watch this video on Fridays and Saturdays. Fridays at 8 p.m., Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for watching.
Peace out.